Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to WARNO League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we are in our final game with Stahl and Sleepy Joe. The best of 5 set has made it to 5 games and it all comes down to this, and it's on one of my favourite maps, so bonus for me. Stahl won that last game to bring it back to a 2-all draw, so it's all resting on this game. A quick announcement before we get into everything else. This will be the last WARNO cast on this channel. From then on, all casts will be on my newly created RTS Casts and Stuff channel. That is where you will find casts for WARNO, other RTS games, you will find dev blogs, you will find deck builds, and all of that other stuff. Any news, reviews, and big information will still be on this channel, but over there is where you will find all of the extra stuff that relates to Broken Arrow, WARNO, other RTS games. So it's not that I'm stopping it completely, it's just that it is moving elsewhere, so I can concentrate on other stuff here. I will leave a link down in the description so you can preemptively go and subscribe to that if you wish. Moving back to this game. Stahl is playing in this game on the right in blue as the 39th, and over on the left in red we have Sleepy Joe playing as the 119th. Two decks that are similar and dissimilar. They have some similar vehicles, they have some similar units, but obviously the 39th has a lot more infantry. How much that comes into play here, because those big tanks from the 119th can be pretty scary. Let's have a look at what Stahl has down. Stahl has an Mi-24K and a Grenza, which are all heading up to Foxtrot. There's a Grenza here heading up to the center here into that tall building. We've got some Motor Striking Menace and a Command, both heading around to this side. Glad to see someone is defending that point as well, and not just sending a Command on its own. Back here we have 3 squads of Motor Strelky in the BMP-3s and a couple of Strelas, and they are heading up towards the center of the airfield here. Sort of heading towards wanting to go into Echo, I think. And then over here, we have Enigla, Conkers, Motor Strelky Metas, Sapri, RPO, and another command heading over this way to secure the city. Obviously also capping Papa on the way. Interestingly, if we just have a look at everything there, other than the recon heading into Foxtrot, we don't actually have a lot of units heading in there, so it'll be interesting to see what Sleepy Joe does. Sleepy Joe on the other side. Spetsnaz grew, heading right up here very aggressively into the town, into Stahl's side of the town. Got some Spetsnaz OP and Spetsnaz grew heading into, next to Foxtrot. This is very aggressive play. And a Spetsnaz OP going into Bravo. That's going to be some interesting fighting. Back here, we have an Mi-24K. We have Mot Razvedka in the Razvedka BMP. And again, heading over to the city area, just in front of Echo as well. And the helicopter is really going in quite deep there. This could be quite nasty from Sleepy Joe if you plays this right. BMP 1K heading into Alpha and then Zulu. And then we have a couple of units back here. We've got an Igla, a Rapira, and a T-80 BVK. All heading up to Echo. Oh, no, something's heading up to there. Is that the Igla? No, the Igla's going all the way around to Foxtrot this way. That's fine. So that Rapira is going to deploy in the middle of the runway. Ouch, that's risky. That should really be in cover of a forest or something. That might do some damage, though. I'm curious how that pans out. Let's get this show on the road. Switching over to the controller. So, I feel like this is a really aggressive opening from Sleepy Joe. It has potential to do a reasonable amount of damage and gain him a lot of ground, but it depends if Stahl manages to kill these units. MiG-29 coming in for Sleepy Joe as well. I did think he was a bit thin on the ground, so that explains why he'll be going for the Mi-24K, taking that out. That will enable his units to get into Foxtrot easier. No response from Stahl yet in terms of aircraft. I think he spent everything on the ground. MiG-29 really needs to come back for another pass on that to finish it off. Though I think Stahl is landing it. Yeah, he's landed that, so that's going to be safe. However, what I'm really interested to see is what this Mi-24K does here. There isn't Igla on the way, but those Grenzers surely are going to get wrecked here. Grenzers out of the vehicle. Getting hit, though. Taking lots of damage. He's lost sight of them, and he's switched to attacking the vehicle instead. Oh, look at this, though. Stahl is actually pulling his forces back, including the Igla. So that was well played. That was very well played by Sleepy Joe there. Over in the middle, MiG-29. Another MiG-29 is in and engaged on that helicopter. Su-25 rocket gets a nasty hit from MiG-29. MiG-29 takes it down. This is a nice opening for Sleepy Joe. Needs to be careful with the MiG-29 now, though. Not sure why that's still in the map. There's no more aircraft. There's no... There it goes. It is being evac now. Some massive slowdown there. That was really nice on the opener by Sleepy Joe. He really slowed down Stahl. Stahl is up here now with his units. But look, Sleepy Joe's units have arrived as well. He's actually putting up a fight here. This was very unexpected. I thought Stahl would somehow manage to get in there still, but he did get delayed significantly. Obviously, he pulled back the Igla with the other units. Stahl did briefly have the advantage, but currently he's a +1 to Sleepy Joe. Now, the BMPs died, and the Spetsnaz crew died there, but lots of good delaying there. Look over here as well. T-80BVK smashing stuff in the middle. Strella's gone down already. BMP-3's firing at the T-80BVK, though. Needs to be careful with that T-80BVK. Can put up a fight, though. Oh, he's reversing it off. And Stahl is just going to charge across the airfield here. Rapira is in range. It's really weird that it's in the middle of the runway, pretty much. But it is in range. Spetsnaz LP still alive over here. I think he actually got the kill on the command there as well. Look, the command is dead. Sleepy Joe's had a nice opener here. He's lost a few infantry, but in the grand scheme of things, Su-24 HE bomber coming in for a strike down here. Does it get the kill on these infantry? They're out of the building. Out in the open, they're easier to kill. Oh, that was a beautiful strike. Sleepy Joe doing everything right now. Absolutely mincing poor Stahl. Stahl even cancelled his assault across the runway here. He's come back into these buildings. Right now, Sleepy Joe has control of the map. He needs to cap this point, though, and get those points ticking up. He does have a BMP-1K3 coming round. He's also moving the T-80BVK there in the middle now up to that point. He just needs to get everything he can in there. Over this side, Mi-24K coming in to kill the Modestalky Metas here. Unfortunately, he did lose his Spetsnaz OP. They are a small squad. Mi-24K should absolutely wreck these guys, though, even just with the gun. Who needs rockets when you've got guns like that? Very nice. Su-27S coming in. MiG-29 is in as well, though. At this point, I think the Mi-24K could go down, but if... Oh, beautiful. The Igla gets the kill on the Su-27S. This is some nice exchanging right now for Sleepy Joe. He must be delighted. This is a really nice opening to the game. But Stahl's still hanging on in there. This T-80BVK still not in the point, just sat near it. It needs to be in the zone and capping it. He needs those points. Early point gains on this map are brilliant because obviously it's one of those dual maps where you don't get a lot of points. And Sleepy Joe is doing fantastic at the moment. It does feel like he came from a little bit behind in this set of matches, but he's really playing well. Holding the line firmly. He's forced Stahl to bring in more AA. He hasn't quite capped this back point yet. There's an Igla moving in there now. BMP-3 moving in to perhaps cover it as well. But if he can get a command in there, That's a +4. A little bit worried about this side of the map, though. Stahl is slowly encroaching on Zulu. He's managed to get a BTR in there. Reinforcements being called in by Sleepy Joe, but those Morazvedka are out there on their own now. And there's a lot of stuff from Stahl there. Sleepy Joe also taking quite a bit of punishment in the middle now as well. And the T-80s are starting to come in for Stahl. T-80B is in the city already. T-80BV coming in from the back. There's a T-80UD on the field for Sleepy Joe. He will have to make sure that stays alive. Has potential to do a lot of damage. But Sleepy Joe also needs to regain control of this side of the map. Zulu here has now effectively fallen, other than it's not being capped. He needs to do something about that. He can't leave it as it is. Mi-24K coming in to try and deal with these vehicles. Over the other side of the map, there is an Igla holding that point on its own, pretty much. Sleepy Joe needs to get Bravo at the other side. When he's not got anything at this side, he needs to be capitalizing on taking the other side of the map. He has managed to force Stahl back once more, though, with that helicopter. Mi-27K laser got a bomber coming in here. Looking for a kill on that tank, surely. There it goes. Gets the kill. Beautiful strike. Was able to see that, obviously. MiG-27K surely goes down here. There it goes. MiG-29 is doing their job. Good response on those jets. He's getting the kills. Unfortunate to lose the command. He still has his BMP-1K3 command, though. Stahl really being held back here. Currently a +2 to Sleepy Joe. Stahl is not out of this game, though. He's managed to stabilize. He's stopped losing as many units. Now comes the build-up. Another MiG-27K coming in. Looking for a kill on that T-80UD, surely. There's nothing else I could be going for here. And this is the risk of using that T-80UD with no real AA around it. Strike comes in. Instant kill. That is a nasty loss. And obviously the MiG-29 is currently out of action. They are rearming. Su-24 HE bomber coming in for the city. Getting a good strike on that building in the middle. Nice strike, nice kills. All the infantry dead in that building. That was 3 separate squads. You only see 2 on the kill list because it killed 2 of those squads instantaneously. And for some reason it doesn't pop up in the kill field that way. Morazvedka finally destroyed at this side of the map. But Sleepy Joe not looking too bad. Still in control. But needs to worry about the other side. There is an Igla there covering for this Mi-24K, which is moving in now. But the Mi-24K, if he can see it, should be able to annihilate it very quickly. No, stop firing at the BTR. Fire at the Igla. The Igla. Mi-24K should outgun the Igla as long as it fires at the Igla, but it's not. It's busy firing at the BTRs. It's not being controlled, obviously. I feel like he's moving it around, but he needs to focus fire that Igla. He's gone for the BTR again. This is really weird. The Mi-24K will be lucky to get out of there alive now. Over at this side, the Strelas are moving across that side as well. Stahl is starting to move back into Foxtrot here. He's got his infantry in now. Rapira here firing across at the T-80BV. Nice hit, but doesn't do a huge amount of damage. There's another Rapira back here, but it's currently just sat waiting to be deployed. Could do with being deployed in this forest, perhaps, with the BMP-1P. Rapira goes down. Stahl looking a lot better now than he was just a few minutes ago. 30 minutes or 29 minutes left of this game. Currently still +2 to Sleepy Joe. It's nice to have a 500-point head start, especially on these duel maps. More Strellas coming in. Obviously, the aircraft and the airplay from Sleepy Joe has been pretty good here. His ground play, unfortunately, is starting to fall apart a bit. And Stahl is very good at that aspect of the game. You'll know from when you've watched my live stream, if you've come along on Twitch, he often plays in the 10v10s. He is very good at a ground push, building up and assaulting. He gets the job done, and that's what he's aiming to do here. Obviously, both of these divisions are technically a build-up, long-term, and do some damage division, because they both rely on those heavy tanks, and this plays well into Stahl's general playstyle, and that's what he's doing right now. He's being a little bit more cautious with stuff, not getting things killed quite as easily. After his initial opening where he lost quite a lot. Another T-80UD in here. Sleepy Joe needs to be careful with this. There's a T-80U there as well. They're going to be prime targets for anything that Stahl can field that will do damage. SU-25s potentially, if he's got the SU-25AT in there. We're seeing these 12.7mm machine gun teams again. They are still not great, and this is obviously in the previous patch as well. And there's the SU-25AT coming in. That's what I was waiting for. This could potentially get 2 kills on one pass here. With some careful micro, he can launch at the T-80U and then switch to the T-80UD. T-80U is down. SU-25 is down as well, though, but that's a nasty, expensive loss again, that T-80U. Where is this T-80UD going? Needs to be careful he doesn't get too close to these infantry. They can still dish out some damage, especially if they get a side shot. MiG-29's in at the back here. Doing their job well. He's clearing up the aircraft from Stahl, but over at this side in the city, Stahl is progressing. He's making up the ground that he should have had at the start. He's moving into Zulu. Lots of reinforcements being called in there for Sleepy Joe. He needs to hang on to that point. Preferably completely, but even if he just contests it, it's better than nothing. Not going so well over this side. T-80UD in a bad way here, overextended. Got close to the infantry, got close to the T-80BV. Not sure where those machine gunners are going. Caught out in open ground, the worst place for a machine gunner. Those machine gun squads are only a couple of men big. Getting caught out in the open is just a death sentence. TO-55's in at this right-hand side, coming in to help defend this point. Foxtrot is currently falling. Stahl is regaining that ground. Stahl has a lot invested over this side as well. There's a command infantry coming in through the town now. Looking pretty good here for Stahl at the moment. He's also looking pretty good over at Foxtrot. Sleepy Joe really needed some better AA in that side. Or more of what he has, I should say. MiG-27K, laser got a bomber coming in. Surely looking for the T-80UD that's retreating. Bombs away. And it's dead. Nice strike. The MiG-27K on this occasion not being attacked. Oh, finally. MiG-29 in, but it's out and safe. Oh, it's an SU-27S in. That's unfortunate. It's damaged, so it'll take a while to repair, but these are expensive losses, these T-80UDs and the T-80Us. And obviously, there's only a certain amount of them available in a deck. Stahl looking pretty good here. Lots of units, lots of control. Those TO-55s got absolutely minced. All 3 of them dead now. Reinforcement infantry arriving to protect this side of the zone. But I gotta be honest, Stahl might be about to turn this around. Still +1 currently Sleepy Joe. He's at 900 points. That's a nice place to be on this map. But he never managed to get Bravo at the other side. He never managed to capitalize on the fact there was nothing in that point for a good few minutes, and then only Enigla for quite a few minutes after that. He didn't capitalize on that side of the map. As a result, Stahl has regained ground and not had to worry about reinforcing that point too much. It's important to try and stress your opponent out by stretching them thin. Equally, look, Stahl has completely ignored Echo at the moment. And Sleepy Joe doesn't have anything in there. He doesn't need anything in there because it hasn't been attacked. It's going to get attacked, though. Once Stahl is finished here, I'm sure he will turn his attention to Echo. He's still pushing up his infantry here. One squad of infantry from Sleepy Joe, not even in a building at the moment. Spetsnaz Commander is engaging on stuff here. It's giving away its position, potentially. Its weapons are being turned off. Good. It will engage the BMP-2 when it gets close enough. Stahl regaining ground quickly here. Those infantry of Sleepy Joe's getting absolutely torn apart by the BMP-2s, which are giving good fire support there. T-80B clearing off the Iglas in the middle of the screen as they try to escape. Over at the other side, Stahl has brought in his own repairers to deal some damage to the T-80U and UD. There is a good amount of ASF available for Sleepy Joe. T-80U getting side shot by BMP-3's missile there. T-80U almost dead. They're just a little bit overextended without any cover here in the middle of the map. And here comes the push into Echo, and there's nothing there to stop Stahl. I think Stahl may have just turned this game around. 20 minutes left of this game. But look at the map now. We've gone from a situation where Stahl was genuinely looking very thin on the field. He'd lost a lot of units at the start. He'd exchanged poorly. But he's turned it around. He's got a lot of blue blobs going on. Both players relied heavily on air. Sleepy Joe mostly came out on top there. Oh, and as I say that, Su-24 HE bomber goes down. Stahl hasn't skimped on the anti-air. He's brought in quite a few Strellas. Spetsnaz Commander hanging in down here. TO-55 reinforcements coming in. But look at the rest of the map. That line is moving ever so slowly forward right across the map for Stahl. He's looking pretty good. Here's that big assault coming in to Echo. Echo is his. There's no way that Sleepy Joe can stop this right now. Unless he came in with a lot of helicopters or something. Su-25AT goes down. Sleepy Joe not doing badly when it comes to the air defense. Utilizing his air superiority fighters, but still there is one 27K Laserguard bomber available to Stahl, which Sleepy really needs to kill to help protect his T-80Us and UDs. But the problem is infantry. And the 119th have a limited amount of infantry. Whereas 39th have a lot. And you can see on the map right now, there is not a lot of infantry going on for Sleepy Joe. But there is a hell of a lot of infantry going on for Stahl. And right now, Stahl is making very good use of that to push. Again, TO-55s at this side in Zulu. have already been mostly killed. There is one remaining. There's an Mi-24K coming in. There's a T-80BV. The Spetsnaz commander is not long for this world. There's the MiG-27K coming in again. What's it going for this time? What can it see? Potential has eyes on something. Oh! Nice hit on the T-80U. I have no idea what could see that, but it must have been visible still. But the MiG-27K goes down. That is now Stahl out of anti-tank jets. His Su-25 ATs, I'm assuming he only had 2, are gone. The 27Ks are gone. Now is the time those T-80Us have some serious power, as long as they're covered from long-range ATGMs. But in the meantime, Zulu has fallen. Currently +2 to Stahl. Victory in 21 minutes. Spetsnaz still alive, but have had to pull out the point. And that Mi-24K is probably going to kill them. I'll be surprised if Stahl doesn't find them. And this is where Stahl has turned the game round. Look at the line now. We are all the way over here. The Echo has fallen. Zulu has fallen. And think about where we were 10 minutes ago. Like, maybe that side of Foxtrot and back here. Some great pushing by Stahl here. Some great micro, keeping stuff alive. Unfortunately, this is where Sleepy Joe's fallen down a little bit. Overextended those tanks a few too many times. And lost some very expensive armor. And obviously, infantry is a big issue. I'm really, really surprised to see the machine gun teams in the deck. There are other options that would probably be more beneficial. Su-27S does a run on the Mi-24K there, but the Mi-24K did kill the Spetsnaz commander. Spetsnaz commander moves into Echo, but it's currently +3 to Stahl. I feel like Stahl probably has enough that he can clear that corner again. Now is the time, if any, I would expect to possibly see some artillery from Stahl, so that he can clear out corner buildings like that. Because as it stands, he has the map control. And it's going to be very, very, very hard now for Sleepy Joe to take control of this map. There's just blue everywhere, and a lot of it is infantry, which is in buildings, entrenched. A brilliant opener by Sleepy Joe, though. Absolutely outstanding. But as we get into the final 15 minutes of the game thereabouts, Stahl is looking very, very strong. Yeah. Those 12.7mm machine gun teams just annihilated in seconds. Su-24M HE bomber going in here. Not sure what it's going for. Needs to be careful. There's a lot of AA over here. Potential to get some kills on some AA, though. Nope, no kills on any AA. Takes a hit itself as it evacs. Didn't really get much with that strike, unfortunately. BMP 1K3 moving in on its own here. Trying to get back into Foxtrot. Trying to stabilize the situation. Remains +3 currently. Lots of fire coming in on the Spetsnaz commander here. It has been found. It's on its own. It is not long for this world. MiG-29 AA coming in there. Not sure what it was aiming for. BMP 1K3 does manage to cap Foxtrot. At the same time as Echo falls again. Stahl remains at +2. 16 minutes to the victory. He only has to overtake. T-80BVK. Taking fire from the Rapira there, but there's a motor Strelky moving in on it. The Rapira is not long for this world either. BVK needs to be careful. Obviously, he needs to contest that point, preferably. Zulu completely locked down. This side is where the fighting is going to be now. But it may be short-lived. I'm not sure Sleepy Joe has any way to get back in here. I see more Rapieras coming in. The problem is Rapieras are more defensive units than they are attacking units. And right now, I feel like Sleepy Joe needs something they can attack with. BMP 1K3 being set upon by a Sapri RPO, which isn't going to do much to it, but the Motor Strelki are pushing in as well. T8UD trying to fire across towards those infantry. BMP 1K3 retreating. Conker's firing at the T80UD. T80UD is routed. I mean, just comparing the number of units on the field right now, Stahl's looking pretty good here. I'll be curious to see what the kills and losses are at the end, because I also feel like Stahl has lost a lot of expensive jets. And he has lost quite a lot at the start of the game, but I'm not sure he lost lots of expensive stuff. Other than the aircraft, where I feel like Sleepy Joe has lost a lot of T-80s. And a few aircraft. It's those T-80s, though, that I'm worried about. They are a major pushing force for the 119th. And losing them is very bad because you get so few. Potential that Sleepy Joe could retake Echo. Reinforcements are arriving there for Stahl, though. My 24V AA coming in here. Stahl being quite careful. I'm surprised we haven't seen him try to overextend a bit and go for Alpha, which is the red point here. There's not a lot defending that, and there never usually is. I thought Stahl might be cheeky and try and take that as well. Oh, as I said that, Motor Strelki pushing up towards this building. He is thinking about it. See, I'm not always crazy when I'm thinking about what they're going to do next. Yeah, well defended here by Stahl. He's got air defense, he's got ground defense. T-80's pushing across here to try and reinforce Echo. Command T-80 BVK back in there for Sleepy Joe. But this point is pretty much surrounded, so there's going to be fire coming in from everywhere. Oh, nice hit from the T-80 BV on the T-80 BVK. It's so weird talking about the same two vehicles pretty much. A little foothold. Really does make a difference for Sleepy Joe here. SU-25 rocket attack coming in. Going for the T-80U, gets the kill. Going for the T-80 BVK, does a lot of damage. Remember, the SU-25 has a great cannon. And the rockets still do damage to tanks. Never to be underestimated, but SU-25 rocket is down. I feel like Stahl doesn't have many jets left he can call out now. I think that's the second SU-25 rocket he's lost. 2 SU-25 rockets, 2 SU-25 anti-tanks. He's lost his anti-air jets, I think, and he's lost the 27K laser guided bombers. He could be out of aircraft now. I don't know what his deck makeup is. You'll have to let me know, Stahl, if you watch this, but I imagine he's lost most of his aircraft, if not all. But he has the map control, still the +3, 5 minutes to the victory, 9 minutes left to this game. And that T-80 BVK is hanging on by a thread there. Supplies are moving up to try and rearm it now and fix it. I just don't see how Sleepy Joe can take this map back now. I don't see how he can progress. He's surrounded at every side of this point. It would be impossible, I think, to push back into Zulu. It is too heavily covered. At this point, it would almost be easier to drive something through the city and take the back point. But you wouldn't keep it for very long is the issue. because it's right in the reinforcement road. T80UD trying its very best in the middle here, but getting shot at by multiple tanks. And obviously at risk of being side shot as well here. Stahl's little infantry squad never made it all the way to the building. The Motorazvedka did deal with it. Sleepy is holding, but holding isn't enough now. He needs to take ground. He needs to push. 4.5 minutes of the victory for Stahl. A very hard-fought game. A fantastic opening for Sleepy Joe. Absolutely fantastic. I genuinely thought he had Stahl on the ropes, but Stahl stuck with it and managed to turn it around. Regained the map control. Was very careful with his ground units. MiG-29's coming in here, going for the Mi-24K. Bombers coming in as well, going for the T-80s, but the T-80s reversing out. Good micro of his tanks. Whoa. Motor-striking Metis over on the left of the screen. They're caught out in the open by the Mi-24V. Not sure what Stahl had them out in the open for. Obviously moving up position perhaps. TDBVK pulls back out of Echo. +4 currently to Stahl. 2 minutes, 30 seconds odd to the victory. I love this map. I see 27S coming in. Not sure what it's going for. It's going for the Mi-24V anti-tank, which has just landed. TDBVK pushing into Foxtrot on this side. TDBVK in Echo as well. Sleepy Joe desperately trying to stabilize things. T80UD in the center there. Not looking good. Badly damaged, routed. It is obviously only brought in as trained, which means that it gets panicked very, very quickly compared to Stahl's T80BVs, which are ranked up to veteran in the old vet system, because this is the previous patch. A very hard-fought set of games by both players. Sleepy Joe played very, very well in these games. Stahl, an exceptionally good player, has played in a lot of the tournaments so far. And it's certainly looking like Stahl will go through to the final of Division 2. But a pat on the back for Sleepy Joe, because honestly, you've played really, really well. And the opener here was outstanding. I genuinely thought you had Stahl. But he persevered. And he did what he does best. And that is build up and push. One minute, 30 seconds of the victory for Stahl. He's still pushing, trying to take this point completely. He doesn't need to. He's pulling on a show. A very hard-fought battle at this side of the map. Oh, T80B goes down. You can see a couple of blue units being lost again. T80BVK moved out of Echo again. We never did see that artillery, by the way. We never did see that artillery. And there's the game. Commiserations, Sleepy Joe. Fantastically fought through all 5 of these games. And congratulations to Stahl. Equally fantastically fought. Look at how close the kills and losses were. I'm not surprised by that. I thought it would be close. Because Stahl lost a lot of aircraft. Let's have a look at those kills and losses. You can see the T-80s doing well for Stahl there. Over at the other side, it was the MiG-29s. The SU did well. The MiG-29 did well. The T-80U down here did okay, but the others were sort of middling. They got taken out very quickly. And the others didn't seem to get many kills at all. Early game, look at all of the blue deaths. I mean, Sleepy Joe was cleaning up at the start. Absolutely cleaning up. Look at it all. And then it starts to turn. And that's when the laser-guided bomber comes in. And then it's at that point you start to see more of a mix of losses. There's still plenty of blue dying, but it's cheap stuff is the thing. Motor Strelky squads versus a T80 UD dying. And that's why it came out the way it did. But really well played, guys. That was a fun game. Very, very good air play by Sleepy Joe as well there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And do remember to check out the new RTS Casts and Stuff channel. Again, the link will be down below.